Liverpool aren't done in the transfer window just yet. Bayern opened Dest talks, Juventus bid farewell to Higuaín, a transfer roundup, and today's Friday Feels all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, Liverpool, despite the fact they've agreed a deal with Thiago and it looks like that the midfielder could sign over the weekend, are not finished yet in what has been a rather quiet transfer window for them. Apparently their next target is Ismaïla Sarr, the man who scored 2 goals against them for Watford back in February when they lost their first game of the season, and in all honesty, I can't see it happening. Sorry Liverpool fans, but apparently Watford are willing to let him go for around £36 million. Now that sounds like a pretty reasonable deal when you consider how much players go for normally in this transfer market. However, given the fact that Liverpool were so hesitant about spending £30 million on Thiago, one of the best midfielders in the world, it seems a little bizarre to me that they then go and spend £6 more million than that, in fact £11 more million than the actual deal they've agreed for Thiago at around 25, on a now championship attacking midfielder / striker. I mean, surely there's something different there. Yes, of course, Ismaïla Sarr has a lot more potential to grow into and could be with Liverpool for a lot longer at a higher level, because Thiago is 29 now and there's probably 3 or 4 years left in him at a top level. But even so, I can't see them haggling with Bayern Munich over such a small fee on an already really low price and then just going, yeah, whatever, we'll splash 36 million on Sarr. Not too sure this one is going to happen, although he definitely would be a suitable backup. Minamino didn't exactly hit the ground running for Liverpool, and with Shaqiri and Origi, they're happy to play backup, but really the level drops as soon as one of the famous front three in Mane, Salah and Firmino are not in the starting lineup. Up next though, and to Bayern Munich, who look to have taken the edge over Barcelona, as most teams have this summer, in the transfer market. Both of them are fighting for Ajax's fullback Serginho Dest, and it looks like Bayern have made the first move. Apparently Ronald Koeman also wants him at Barcelona, but has been told that, as with every other deal this summer, he needs to sell first because Barcelona just cannot afford it. It looks like they'll probably be shifting Nelson Semedo on if they want to bring in Dest, but they've got to make their move quickly because, as I said, Bayern have made the first offer. They've gone in at around £15 million, which Ajax have rebuffed, saying they want closer to 25. This is literally the amount of money that Bayern are getting for Thiago, so Liverpool might as well hand that cheque to Bayern for Thiago, and they'll hand it straight to Ajax for fullback Serginho Dest. Now, the reason they're doing this is because they actually need some backup. In the right back spot, they do have Benjamin Pavard. As we saw last season, when he was injured or just out of the team, Joshua Kimmich filled in at right back. But this, now they've sold Thiago, is something they can't do because it leaves them a little light in the midfield area. Without Javi Martinez now, and obviously with Thiago going, it means that Kimmich and Goretzka are the main two in central midfield. That's absolutely fine. They're both better than Corentin Tolisso. But as I mentioned before, if Pavard's out, they don't want Kimmich to move to right back. That'll leave them a little bit light. So Dest looks like he is a perfect option. The 20-year-old can come in, can definitely be one for the future, and can be a more than adequate replacement for when they want to, switch the team around. There's a few injury suspensions here and there of what is going to be a long and grueling season. Next up, and Juventus and European football in general have prepared to say goodbye to Gonzalo Higuaín. The Argentinian will be moving to David Beckham's Inter Miami within the next few days, having agreed on a £7.5 million per year deal, which is an astonishing amount of money. I'm not saying it's an astonishing amount of money in the context of European football, but in the context of the MLS, to a new team, that is a lot. That is a lot of money for a striker who you'd still expect him to bang in the goals, but even so, I think it could be a little bit of a risk. Anyway, what it meant for Juventus is they had a space open up in their squad, and they have filled that void with Roma's Edin Dzeko. He has moved to the club for around £50 million, and in his place, Roma have then gone to Napoli and bought in Arkadiusz Milik for around €25 million. Now, all of this means that, honestly, I think Roma have been a bit short-handed here. Don't get me wrong, I think Milik's a good player. I'm just not quite sure he's going to be able to replace the levels that Edin Dzeko gave to Roma for so many years. If Roma are having a bad game, Dzeko could literally turn a game on its head by himself. Milik, as we said before, good player, not quite at the level that Dzeko is at, although he is 10 years younger. The problem is when Roma are having a bad game and they think, damn, we really could have used Dzeko today, they'll look over to Juventus and probably see him sitting on the bench behind the likes of Ronaldo and Dybala. It's really going to be a frustrating move for them, but anyway, it's happened. I'm sure they'll get on with it. So next up then, into a quick roundup of the rest of the transfer news and just other news that you may have missed from the last 24 hours, where according to his agent, Edward Mendy is very, very close to sealing a switch to Chelsea. Wolves were sent crashing out of the League Cup last night by Stoke from the Championship. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that Harry Maguire, despite all of his off-the-field problems this summer, will remain as club captain, and Tottenham Hotspur almost did the most Spursy thing in the world by losing to Plovdiv in the Europa League qualifier. With 2 red cards for the home side, Spurs, the away team, managed to turn it around with 2 late goals, and Tanguy Ndombele grabbed the winner for them. It was a lot easier on the night for the likes of Rangers and AC Milan, who are safely through to the next round. Finally then, we come to this week's Friday Feels. You guys know what it is, where you leave your footballing predictions in the comment section down below. It's a massive weekend of football. There's loads of Premier League games. Serie A, La Liga big boys are back, and the Bundesliga returns tonight with Bayern Munich against Schalke. However, that's not one of my predictions. First off, I think Erling Haaland is going to score in a win for Dortmund against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Next up, and Arsenal are going to be 3-0 victors over West Ham, with Aubameyang getting on the score sheet. And lastly but not least, I actually think Chelsea are going to beat Liverpool 2-1. They did it in the FA Cup last season. Liverpool conceded 3 last week at home to Leeds. So if anything is going to give the Chelsea forwards a bit of confidence going into a match, it's going to be that. I just think Frank Lampard's men are going to pull it off. There you have it then. You guys let me know your Friday feels in the comment section below and your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news. Whilst you're at it, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, have a great weekend and I'll see you guys later.